Have you ever had to start a project, do a project when things weren't just perfect and you needed to move one of those plants so you didn't lose it? Hey, I'm going to show you how to do that today. Hi, I'm Glenn with Schweitzer's Nursery and Landscaping, and this is Landscaper Know-How. With over 30 years of experience hardscaping, landscaping, working in the garden, and just building things, I've learned a few things along the way. I want to share those tips, those tricks, those insights, those hacks with you so when you're doing your project, whether you're doing a DIY project in your backyard or you're having a professional contractor build something for you, you're going to gain a little bit of knowledge following along here on Landscaper Know-How. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell. You'll get notified at the next video, whether it's a Landscaper Know-How video or some other crazy fun thing that we're doing here at the gardens. Thanks for watching. Well, okay, here we are. This is part of the gardens that we work on here all the time. We're built a building over there. I know you've seen some of the videos, but we're going to be putting in a new path right here, and we need to make that path a little bit wider. So what are we going to do? We're going to excavate out. We're going to end up moving some boulders, and we have to move some hostas. Now, it's not ideal time to move hostas. The best time to move hostas is in the spring, just when they're about an inch out of the ground. That's when you should dig them up. Hey, but what happens when you got to do it? You can dig them up and throw them away. Yeah, that could work, but why? We can dig them up and save them. So what we have here today is some hostas that have already gone through a frost. So they have started to go dormant. Well, they are dormant. So we are going to pull it off. If you were doing this a little bit earlier in the season, you would want to cut all the leaves off in there and get them down. Today, they should just pull right off fairly easy. Just give them a little bit of a shake. And just like that, they're coming off. And voila, the hostas are gone. Another one of my favorite little tricks is keeping all those old tubs from those trees that you planted, because they make great containers. Okay, we'll finish cleaning that up. There's 3 hostas here. Alrighty. Ooh. And that's always fun, find an agate. We'll save that for later. Okay, and the 3rd hosta. Fall cleanup's easy after a frost. Okay. So now that we have our hostas cleaned up, we're going to dig those hostas up. I have 3 containers here because we're going to stick them in here. We're going to divide them in the spring when it's the right time to do it. But for now, we got to get them out of the ground. And here is my favorite tool, one of my absolute favorite tools. I grew up with it, calling it a potato fork. There's all kinds of different potato forks. The classic potato fork has 9, something like that, 9 tongs on it, little rounded ends so you don't spear the potatoes. A little bit newer style, as they would say, a forged, has 4 tines, something like that. Yay. Pretty awesome little things. There's some different types, different qualities, and everything. So the really inexpensive one, it's just stuck in there. It wobbles, not that good. The handle's not that great, but it works. If you're not using it every day, works just fine. I use this one a lot. It used to be a lot longer. Kind of looks old. Yes, it's my grandfather's. So I use it very cautiously because I don't want to break it, because they do break right there. So if you pry too hard on it, you don't want to do that. So my one of choice right now is my favorite little Spear & Jackson. It's a solid piece all the way in there. You can do a little bit nice prying. But why should we use this versus a shovel or a spade? What we want to do is little damage to the roots right now as possible. And with our hostas right here, we got those little crowns on top there. If we were to take a shovel and go in there, we'd just be cutting those roots off. So actually, we want to just start loosening it up all the way around. And what this is doing, it's going in there and it's not slicing those roots. So, and you can see that the soil in the center really isn't moving yet. That's because the roots are all holding it in place. And there it went. It started to move a little bit. And as you can see, those roots don't want to give up yet. And then each time around, start pulling it up just a little bit more. And this will take a little bit more effort, just because all those roots are still doing what roots do, is holding on and anchoring things in there. But we can go in and lighten it up, loosen it up a little bit. And each time we do that, things get just a little bit looser in the middle. Nice. It's coming. Move a little bit of soil away. And voila, it is released. Okay, now, if you like to reuse, recycle pots, leave me a comment down below on which pots you like to reuse the most. And there we go. So we can see, look at those nice roots. They did break off a little bit, but a little bit's not bad. Whew. Barely big enough. So we're gonna just loosen up some soil all the way around. I like my hostas. I'm not too worried about having every single variety in the world, because that would be crazy. I'm not one of those kind of plant people. Maybe you are. You have a favorite hosta? If you do, leave me a comment. Tell me what it is. All right. So there we go. We got our roots. Hopefully it'll get in the container now. Looks like it will. Now this container, I am going to put them in here. I'm going to heel them in with some leaves in the winter so they don't sit above ground. They don't freeze out, but we'll do that. So now, voila! Okay, that wasn't perfect, but You know how nice that potato fork does. Because all those years of potting things, it has to be leveled, even though we're going to take it out of there next year. Okay. Tuck some of those roots in, and there you go. So, cover that up a little bit. I will water this down, even though my soil's nice and moist right now, and this will get healed in. And just in case, the reason I'm putting in here, just in case next spring things get busy, that does happen around here. Things get busy and I don't get to transplanting this right away in the spring. It can come up in here and then I'll watch it. And even on top of that, perfect time to divide and split hostas, maybe quarter it, is going to be in spring when they're about an inch out of the ground. So actually this will make it really easy to split next spring. I'll take the rest of these out and then I'll move that and we'll be able to get our 6-foot path in here, which leads up to our dressing room here at the gardens. Hey, I really appreciate that you took the time to watch this video. If you could subscribe to the channel, it's down there somewhere. Just hit that, hit the little bell ding. That'll notify you the next time I share a video. Might be landscaper know-how, or it might be some crazy cool fun thing that I'm actually doing here at the gardens. Like, you know, cutting timbers, building things. Anyway, you get the idea. Been Glenn with the Gardens of Castle Rock, Schweitzer's Nursery, and this has been an episode of Landscaper Know-How. Thanks for watching.